Welcome to my home on wheels. My home on wheels is where I live. It's my home. That's it. It has wheels. It moves around from place to place. I live in here and I live outside, but in here, in my home on wheels, this is it. This is all the room I got. I have just about 60 square feet from one end to the other, to this end to the other end. It's about 10 feet. So I even have less than that. I probably have less than 50 square feet because I also have these cabinets, so I don't have room side to side all the way from wall to wall. So I have less probably than 50 square feet. And how do you live in 50 square feet? Is it possible to live in 50 square feet? Well, I'm doing it. I've been doing it for 5 years. So it is possible to do it in 50 square feet. And my 50 square feet is really squishy because I can't stand up. There's no room for me to stand up. I don't have something that's higher. If I had something that's higher, this little space would be much better because obviously I'll be able to stand up. But I can't stand up. I come back here, I'm either sitting like now, or I could be sitting on the chair over here in this area, or I could be laying in bed or sitting in bed. So there's no standing up when I come back here. You're just not going to be standing up in a van like mine. But how do you live in 50 square feet? Well, I live very easily. I don't know. I've always done it. From day one, I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. I can do this. And I didn't have all this stuff. All this stuff was built while I was living in it. I would build it on the weekends, and then during the work week, I would be living in here with whatever I had. And then come the weekend, I would work some more and build some more stuff. And it took a couple summers, but eventually I got it pretty much the way I want it. It's a home to me. It's a home on wheels. What else can I say? And I not only live in a van, like I said, I also live outside. So I come in here, this is my home. I do my stuff, I sleep, I do my cooking, I do work on a computer, just like you do at home. And I do all that stuff, but then on the other hand, I also have the outside. And the outside is also my home. It's my backyard, it's my front yard. Wherever I go, there my front yard is, or my backyard. Right now I'm working, and my backyard, the front yard, whatever you want to call it, is whatever I'm working. On the weekends I can get away a little bit, but I don't want to venture too far because I don't want to spend a lot of money on gas and all that stuff. And I only have 2 days, so there's a lot of things that you have to consider when you work full-time and live in a van. But I can still get away. I can still move, see different things on the weekends. During the week it's pretty hard because during the week I don't want to drive too much. I want to stay near work, and I want to do my stuff. By the time I do a couple things and eat dinner, it's already like 8 o'clock at night, and by then I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. I have to get up early in the morning. If you have the mentality that you're going to do it, you're going to do it regardless if it's a van like mine, or if it's a car, or a minivan, or whatever. If you have that mentality, you're just going to do it. Except if you have less space, then you are going to have less stuff. And if you don't want to have a lot of stuff, then a car is fine. And there's a lot of people that live in cars. I've met some of them. Even a lady that I've met that lives in a car, and she's happy, and that's all that matters. If you are happy with whatever you have, regardless if you have a car, a van, a bigger van, an RV, a mansion, it doesn't matter what you have. If you are happy with what you have, then that's what you're going to have. But right here in my humble home on wheels, I have pretty much everything that you would think that you need to be comfortable. So when I come in here and I want to take a nap or go to sleep, I have my bed right here. It's twin mattress. I didn't have to cut the mattress. I bought this one in particular from IKEA. It's 38 by 75, I think, and it fits perfectly in the space that I have. It's perfect. The space from head to toe between wall and wall is just about 6 feet. I'm 5'10", and when I have my head close to one wall, I can stretch fully across and I can fit. Now when you stretch your toes, then it's another thing, and I can't fit when I stretch my toes. So what I do is I just go on an angle a little bit and I have all the room I need. So I do wish my van was a little bit wider, but it's not, so it is what it is. So if you are a taller guy or a lady, then you may need to make your bed bigger, so wider. So maybe you have a full size bed, and then you can stretch diagonally, and then you have plenty of room. If you are even taller, maybe you need a queen size bed or a king size bed, or you just need a bigger vehicle. So also I have plenty of cabinets. These over here are the cabinets I use the most. This is where I keep some of the food that I eat, utensils, spices, my Timmies, cutting board, knives, forks, utensils, I said that. And yeah, so this is a cabinet that I use quite often. Over here behind me, I have a couple more cabinets. This here is where I keep my electronic stuff, and over here I keep some more food and stuff like that. My inverter is down here, and this cabinet right here is where I keep one of my batteries. I used to keep both batteries in here, but now I have bigger batteries, so they didn't fit underneath this cabinet, so I have one here and one next to it underneath my bed. So over here also have some more cabinets for my pots and pans and plates and stuff like that. Then up here I have a shelf, and this shelf holds some books that I haven't read in a while. These are writing books, basically. I used to write, and I love writing, but I haven't done it in a while. But I kept these books. These are the last few books that I kept from a huge library that I used to have when I had a house. This right here, before I had these cabinets, this used to be a desk. I had never used it, so I ended up making these cabinets, and then over here on my side I have 3 drawers that I made, and then underneath here I have 2 bins that I put more stuff in it, and underneath the bins I have my Webasto heater. These are a couple vents that I have here. I have another vent here, so when I have this vent on like I do now, the fresh air comes through these vents and goes out this way. I designed it like this because I couldn't put 2 full vents in here because of my solar panel, so I put these smaller ones. I'm able to open them underneath the solar panel. I don't have a lot of room. I have maybe about 4 inches, so that's why I have these. And I didn't want to put any vents like some people I've seen. They put vents, instead of up here, they put them on the floor, and I didn't want to do that because on the floor it could be very dangerous. If you are parked somewhere and some guy comes and parks next to you and he has the vehicle running, all those fumes will come right inside your vehicle, and that's extremely dangerous. So I didn't want to do that, also because of water infiltration. I also didn't want to put a vent on the side because I have these right here. These are also protected from the elements with the solar panel on top, unless the rain is coming sideways, driven by the wind, then I really have no water coming in. I have this nice partition over here to divide my living area from the front. This partition, including the door, or the door is slightly thinner, but the partition is about 3 inches thick. I also have this nice table here that I added recently. When I want to leave, drive off, I fold it down so I can open the door a little bit better. I have 2 refrigerators. I have Dometic CF35 that I have had almost since the beginning of van life, except for the first summer I didn't have one, but then I bought it, and I've been very happy with it. It's still working fine. And now recently I bought another one, a CF25, that I've used as a freezer, but right now I'm using it as a refrigerator. So I have the option to switch either one as a freezer or refrigerator Right now I'm using both as refrigerators because I just want that extra space. I'm not freezing anything right now, but if I am freezing something, I just change the setting to colder, and then it starts freezing stuff, and it goes all the way to 0 Fahrenheit. So it freezes everything nice and frozen. I have some nice coat hangers over here. This is where I hang some of my coats and jackets and stuff. On the side here, besides the refrigerator, I store my water. I also have a little table over here. I use this table all the time. There's not a day that goes by that I don't use it. I use it every day, multiple times a day. The first thing I do when I get up in the morning to do something, I pull the table open. I can put stuff in here, do some of my cooking, put my coffee in here, my plates. This is everything. I use this table for everything. And this table now, I also use it all the time. I can't believe I didn't have it from the beginning. And I didn't have it from the beginning because I didn't want to screw anything into my nice door. And eventually I'm like, you know what? That door is really nice, but it needs to serve a double purpose. These hinges, they're like for RV tables and stuff, and they're pretty long. I have a seat over here. This seat is an ottoman that I had to cut and make it smaller to fit the space. And I've tried getting something that would fit here, that I wouldn't have to cut, mess with it, but I couldn't, and I finally gave in, and I finally bought this one. And I have a sink too. It's just a container, but here's my sink, and when I want to dispose of the water that's in here, I brush my teeth, wash my face and stuff, and all the water goes in here. And then when I rinse my coffee cup and stuff, I also put it in here. And then as soon as I have a chance, I just go outside and that's it. It's emptied. My gray water tank is done. This is my water tank. This water tank will last me about a week. I also have a TV. I can lay over here in my bed and watch TV. I can't believe I left the darn thing right there. In a little bit, I'm going to watch a game, TV, bed, kitchen. My bed also doubles as a kitchen area. I have these mats that I bought at Bed Bath & Beyond, and these are silicone mats. They're good for like, I don't know, 500 or 600 degrees. So that's why I got them like that, because underneath my stove there's a couple bolts in there and they get really hot. I found that out the hard way. I used to have a smaller stove that I used in the beginning, and then I'm like, you know what, I have a van, I have a big space, why am I using that little stove that, I mean, the stove is fantastic, I still have it, and if I need it, I'll still use it, but why am I using that little stove? Why am I only doing one thing at a time when I can have a bigger stove and do my coffee, my Timmy's, and do some food all at the same time? So I got that stove, and it's been working beautifully ever since. I use these little 1 pound bottles of propane. They last me quite a long time, and I do breakfast, sometimes lunch and dinner, and they last me quite a bit. Sometimes if I only do like breakfast and dinner, then these probably last me almost a month, and that's only 1 pound of propane. So yes, it is cheaper if you have a bigger container and all that, but for me at this moment in my life, I prefer to have a 1 pound thing of propane than to have a big thing of propane. I just don't feel comfortable having such a big tank of propane in my van. So I'm very happy with having these, even though these are a lot more expensive, but they still last me a long time. So I'm not worried about spending $3 or $4 on one of these. That will last me almost a whole month. Also have a garbage can that I dispose daily. This is my my cleaner. It's straight up vinegar, and I use it all the time to do all my cleaning. All my cleaning is done with straight up vinegar. A lot of people don't want to use it because they think, oh, that's going to smell. No, it does not smell. Once you wash something with the vinegar, the smell disappears. It's not there. Everything is nice and clean, nice and disinfected, leaves no smell. I love the vinegar. I used to clean with vinegar. I learned from my mom, I guess. before I lived in a van, and now I live in a van and I don't use anything else. Just use the vinegar, and that's all you need. And paper towels. Paper towels are your friend. That's how you live comfortably in a van in less than 50 square feet. Remember, you not only have this area here, but you have the whole of the outside. Everything outside could be your front yard, backyard, whatever you want to call it. That could be yours, and I could be parked somewhere in the mountains of Colorado, or Arizona, in the desert of Arizona, or Nevada, or Pacific Northwest. I could be by the ocean. I could be in Florida by the ocean. Anywhere that you want to be, there's your home on wheels with you. And that's how you live comfortably in 50 square feet or less. Hey! I am the Lord, your Holy One, the Creator of Israel, your King. Isaiah 43:15.